Boxes of stuff once the people get in here. So hoping to have more stuff arrive today. Sadly, no. So we just got some TMNT things. So hoping that my my power armor, my power armor would come in from Vault 76. Be sweet. Sadly, no. Still got unboxing this guy too. Not really much to unbox there. Also, if you guys didn't know, a little bit under the weather still. Got back, just got done eating dinner. Was playing some Magic the Gathering a little bit ago. A couple of some buddies. Good time. Hey, Bagan. Hey, Neo Man. Hey, Godzilla Universe. Gyoki. I'm gonna go with that. You're Gyoki. But hey, everybody. All right. So since we got a few people in here, no, they're mine. We need to find like when the third one's coming out. So what I was able to get a hold of today is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Playmates crossover figures with Godzilla. And I want to know, because on the back, it shows Donatello as Jet Jaguar. And I haven't seen hide nor hair that this figure is going to become a thing. That was just a joke. It was kind of like, because we liked having random toys just like hooked to the mic. So she was just kind of there as like, I don't know, it's like a ransom piece maybe. But was able to get the whole wave, first wave at least. So we got the Leonardo Godzilla, King of the Mutants. We got the three-headed mutant, Mikey, which is mixed with the King Ghidorah. Would be sweet, because what, April would probably be Mothra, Donnie's Jet, Shredder. Shredder's the tough one. I would think Gigan. Gigan kind of makes the most sense to me for that. Maybe Mecha Godzilla. And then Rodan as Raphael. Angry flying bird, angry turtle. Makes total sense. Yeah, it's like Gigan, I think, is where I would lean to. If you guys would like to pick these up, they will be showing up at Targets. That's where I found mine. So if you guys are interested. I don't think they officially come out till like next week, but some places you can find them putting them out early. So that's just, I kind of got lucky. But like I said, I don't think they officially come out till the following week. So if you're looking to order them online, pay attention to the Target's website. Should pop up on there. If you guys need, you can always pause the video here to get the barcode, so you can scan the barcode. Mechagodzilla, I think, is a good option too. It's just, I think Gigan, because of all the blades, like the blades and the chainsaw things, because you can almost do like Super Shredder with it. Like it being Angus, yeah, I think that could have worked. Like I said, I'm still sicker than a dog, so. Bebop is Anguirus, Rocksteady is Mechagodzilla. I could see that. I'm trying to think if there's any like similar kaijus. I would think like, I almost feel like you go maybe do like Varan and Baragon as Bebop and Rocksteady. Like Baragon's like closest thing like pig-like, so like maybe that would be more like Bebop. Rocksteady and the Rhino is a little bit harder. That would be maybe like Anguirus. But gonna be unboxing these. So I think I'm gonna start with my favorite, at least I think my favorite one out of the box, which is the Leonardo. Because he has the thickest thighs. All be one fig. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll be picking up the Monster X 2000 for sure. I got, like I said, I got the Mega. Can't talk today. The Legion on order currently. It just hasn't arrived where I pre-ordered it yet. So just waiting for it to hit stateside, because I'd rather pay extra upfront than having to worry about random tariffs. Is where I'm currently at in my collecting life. So if I can avoid it, I'm just going to avoid it. Because at this point, like, the only reason I would be wanting to get them super early is views. Views are great, but views are not my priority at the moment. So, need his back piece on. So the back plate does come detached. You will have to attach it. He also comes with 2 swords, as a good Leonardo collectible should. Showing up at Ross wouldn't surprise me. I think our Target actually, the NECA sections got a lot smaller too. If I'm not mistaken, it got replaced by like some Stranger Things stuff. Oh, okay. Holy crap, that is a huge sword. So I was looking at him like, I wonder if the sword comes out. But it's both sides, and then the sword is now this thick. It is a bludgeoning weapon as of right now. But you do get a pair of them. And they do have translucent plastic, so these are actually pretty sweet. His shell with the Godzilla spines. I almost kind of wish they weren't just green. Ugh. He's got a little bit of excess green paint on his shell right there, which is a little annoying. But he does have the spikes. He's also got, almost kind of looks like a mohawk, but he does have some of the spikes on his head too. The tail rotates, so you can shift it to the back, and then it's got the more like Hanna-Barbera-esque spikes on the back. My favorite thing about him, and the thing that I think makes him the most Godzilla-esque, is how big his legs are in comparison to his body. They are gigantic. Now, here's the funny thing. I collect, but well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's mainly Last Ronin movies and things I just like here and there. These are really flexible, though. Oh, Homerzilla? Yeah. Well, no, Homer's it's Bartzilla. Right? Because Homer is King Kong. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've seen those. So here he is holding the swords. If I had to say one negative, at least like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle wise, is he has no place to store the swords. Which the way they're set up makes sense. But I kind of wish he still had like the katana, like places to store the katanas. Like that seems a little off to me. But I think everything else about it, like the detailing on it's really good. The head's really sweet. And he's even got the wavy skin texturing to him. God, I wish they put more into the actual Godzilla line. If they were like anything as good as these, like they would be 10 out of 10s. Even if his nails are painted. Oh yeah, I definitely want to see King Kong for sure. It's just gonna be normal Godzilla license. I just think it's funny that we're getting Godzilla Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover figures and poor Gamera, who's like the perfect kaiju for this whole endeavor. Can't be a part of it. Our poor flying UFO turtle has to skip out of this, and I'm totally making a skip for that. For sure. I think I'm gonna save the Rodan for last. Rodan's like secretly my favorite. Needs a guitar. Oh yeah, if April is not Mothra, I will be so confused. If they do April. Who would Casey Jones be? Maybe Casey Jones would be angry. The problem is like you have Mothra. Like, who would go with Mothra? And I can't think of like anybody else really off the top of my head other than Godzilla. I can see like Casey Jones maybe being or like our Anguirus. He'd be a good option for King Kong. Oh, I just realized something. I'll have to show you guys. I like one detail about his tail. Batra, yeah. That's a good call out. I like that one. I think it's kind of funny that Mikey has like the most things going on with him. All right, so we have the tail, which his tail tip is the shell. It's almost kind of like a sewer plate. His nunchucks are the lightning bolts in between. And then he does come with a pair of wings as well. Okay, I was like, is that a rubber band? Because if that is a cut in this thing, this would be horrendous. I don't know. He's got a lot going on, though. Okay, so sadly, the wings just go in. They just insert into the back piece here. I was kind of hoping the wings would maybe be a little bit posable, but I think that works for me. Now, like I said, I'm more on board with Shredder being Gigan. Oh, so okay, that's weird. Oops, losing the nunchucks. So the tail, you actually have to connect together. And then the tail goes into our Michelangelo. Like so. And gets his nunchucks. I like the use of the clear plastic, though. It looks really good. Then the electric chucks. He's got the little Ghidorah heads on for shoulder plates. So you sort of get your 3 heads with the crystal on the side. Yeah, I think in terms of all of them, he's probably gonna be the biggest shelf hog. Because especially the way his tail is too, you get a rotation there, but it's gonna be taking up some space regardless of what you're doing. And then for the skin detailing, he's also got the same diamond patterns all over, which is really nice too. Maybe I like to see a little bit of it on the head, but it's acceptable. I think it's just funny because the way they did the faces with the nostrils and stuff, like it almost makes them kind of look sort of Shrekky in a way. But the head's a ball joint. So you actually get quite a bit of play with them. Outside of like nothing on the shell moves. Honestly, I was gonna say this is one of those sets like I could see a lot of people just buying and leaving them in the packages. Because actually the box looks pretty sweet. Like I love the back art for it. I think it looks really good. I think it's funny though the back art for the Leonardo Godzilla, the legs aren't nearly as gigantic looking. For sure. Also, Mikey has the Ghidorahs on his fist, which I almost kind of wish he had. Instead of being on the shoulders. The only thing about that is then he couldn't hold the chucks, so I kind of get it. Yeah, it's very Hanna-Barbera looking, which I kind of like. But yeah, he's pretty sweet. All right, last but not least, Try to get this a little better. There we go. Try not to damage the boxes because I kind of want them to hang around. Mondo Geckos, Gorgosaurus. Yeah, like I said, they can do a ton. Retail price, they were $15 a piece. $14.99. So for the set, you're looking at like about $45. Which at the price point, I don't think it's super crazy. Because honestly, for what you're paying, they got a lot of variant plastic. Which is nice. Like, there's surprisingly a lot going on with each of them. The only thing I currently don't like, and there was only the one Rodan, so I don't know how the rest of them are going to be. But there's a seam line on his beak. And it's probably not going to show up very well because I only have the one light currently hooked in. You can see it there, but in person, that seam line goes like all the way around the beak. And I feel like the beak's probably painted, so I don't want to sand it or trim it because then I'm going to have to fix that paint. I might still after I do the videos, but he's definitely got a pretty egregious seam line going all the way around. But like I said, he's the only one, so it's livable. Yeah, it's not great. But if you can match the paint, it's not a hard thing to fix. Also, what's kind of weird is on the back of his head, he does have the bumpy texturing like Rodan should. So it's got the little claws going along the back. Same with on his chest on the front. Yeah, I like everything that's going on with him. Because he's also got flexible wings. So you can shift his arms around a little bit and bend his elbows. Depending on how you position him. It honestly isn't really that much articulation. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have those spikes, doesn't he? He's got the little crest on top of his head. He's also got the little spikies on the back of the feet. And his little tail flap there. Oh, yeah, they would have been pretty good for the Baron. Not bad. Raphael, in terms of construction, is probably the worst one. He's also got a little bit of a lazy eye going on, which makes me a little sad, but I still dig him quite a bit. Like, he's got a lot going on still. He might be one, if I could find a better one, I might just get a better one and then maybe do something with this guy. Or I might just fix him up a little bit. Like, he's not going to be like that hardest thing to make look good. They're about like standard Playmate size, which I don't think helps. Like just grabbing one of the other like collector turtles. They're a slightly taller than because they got other stuff going on. So as a Playmates turtle, about the same size. Next to a NECA turtle, they're definitely shorter. Probably my other favorite crossover turtle stuff is the Lightning Collection ones, which she is quite a bit smaller than. Also kind of dusty. I gotta dust those. So not the largest thing ever. But then again, that's kind of what I like about them. It's just very reminiscent of like old Playmates, but you just get more posability and play with them, which I really dig. Turn them into Fire Rodan. Could. Wouldn't be that hard. I like the size too, just being... they're just a torch, essentially. A size-shaped torch. Yeah, super sweet. I dig them quite a bit. that's kind of the thing. Like, they don't really need to scale with anything since they're kind of their own thing. It's pretty much like I just really want to see if, like, it, because of the sizes, everything else works with them. I think the only thing that's a little weird, like, I don't know, I want to say weird, but like they're all the same size compared next to each other. And I always like think of Ghidorah as being like a massive presence compared next to these other guys. So them being all the same size throws it a little off. But no, actually, I dig these quite a bit. Like if you like turtles and you like Godzilla stuff, I kind of feel like this is a must-have. Oh, Super 7? Yeah, it'd be deep, but that'd probably be too big. Because then they wouldn't even work with like the monster arts or even Hayas. Like they would be. Then you're almost getting on the realm of like 1/6 scale. If anything, like if they were like sort of like the same size as the Lightning Collection, I think would be cool. But again, them being normal Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy size, I think still works really well. Yeah, it might not be the hardest thing. Like I said, if I see some extra ones, I'll keep an eye out for you. Oh man, so quite a bit of coughing over here. Turtle Zealers. Like I said, I feel bad for Gamera. Can't be a part of this. He's left out. Hurts my feelings. Oh, I just realized that laying on top of my guy again, which isn't cool. But also, what's not cool is running over the plastic because I want to try to keep those boxes. Oh, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. Wasn't gonna do a super launch stream because I still got a couple of things I gotta try to work on today. I gotta get a bee shipped out tomorrow for Etsy. I'm gonna have Angerus. The Angerus is shipped out Friday. I'm gonna try to film them tomorrow when I get out of work, and then I can box them all up. So I'm gonna try to get that done, have them ready to go, and possibly, hopefully, my other one gets paid for too. Yeah, sadly, they're already unboxed, but they're super sweet. I would say the Godzilla one's probably the best one. The Godzilla Leo. I think it's my personal favorite in terms of just like everything going on with it. Is super dope. Like I love the swords. Thick as balls, but I love the swords. It's probably in that order. It's like the way we unbox them. I think he's the best one to pick up. Which, funny enough, I think you get two in a box. So there's two Leos, and then there's one Mikey and one Raph. Mikey be the next best one. Probably the best bang for your buck one. Just in terms of how big they are. He's got a lot of cool things going on. And then, while I really want to like the Rodan, and I think setup-wise, I don't really got much to say outside of, again, no place to hold the weapons on any of them. But the giant seam line on his face, kind of a bit of a turnoff. If it wasn't for that, he'd probably be my favorite. It's a weird choice, but I like how they did it. If anything, it would be cool if he had like the Ghidorah hands to be able to put on his hands instead of being shoulder plates. But I love the. I'm pretty sure the only reason they mainly did it is just because with the nunchucks, you have the lightning, the gravity beams being the connecting piece. Makes sense. And I don't think there's really another kaiju that works as good with the weapons as Ghidorah does for Mikey. I hope there's a wave too. We need Donnie. There needs to be at least one more wave. We need a Donnie, an April, and a Shredder, and I'll be happy. Shredder or Casey. It'd be cool to have a Shredder. Problem is if I get a Shredder, then I need more guys. If they just did Donnie, April, and maybe Casey Jones, then you just have the core heroes, I think I'd be all right with. Oh, not Gigan. Yeah, I say Shredder 100% Gigan. I think works for me. Because it's the chainsaw and the blades. It makes the most sense. Megalon, I can see being a cool one. Oh, they did Baxter. I can see Baxter being Megalon. Yeah, it'd probably be about the same if we're going to be honest. thing that sucks is I don't mind him being Jet Jaguar, but it's like the least exciting one. Because the staff's just gonna be metal staff. Well, everybody else gets like cool weapon, like cool beam effects that weapons. And it'd be kind of cool if he would have had something. Although maybe they could give him like an antenna or something to go along with it. Oh, being Kamakurus. It's not a bad one. Like I said, I would lean more towards Megalon. I think if I was going to pick a bug. Because it kind of goes along with Gigan being Shredder. So you can kind of have like the pair there. Yeah, I do like the choice for Jet Jaguar for Donnie, though. Because I would want to lean more towards like one of the mechas, and I would definitely want to be Mecha Godzilla. Mogira would have maybe. Give him a drill nose. That would have been funny. Megalod's too cool for Baxter. Ah, but I like Baxter. I might like Baxter because of the video games, like Turtles in Time, and having the gun that has the stretchy hand. I always like the way you talk too. Because I would almost want to save like Mechagodzilla for like Crane or something like that. Because then you have like the Mechagodzilla and then have like the Crane in the tummy or something. I think it'd be cool. Yeah, like he would be probably the one I would want to make Mechagodzilla. Splinter be King Kong. It would be nice, but as I say, I'm not thinking we could probably go to King Kong. Honestly, if one of them was gonna be King Kong, like I said, I think Casey Jones would probably be it. Splinter's a tough one. What would Splinter be? It's not really King Caesar. King Caesar would be a cool one. Baxter Zebra. Not a bad one either. It's just hard because he's a fly, so it's weird for me to see like him with other appendages, like pincers and what have you. Unless they made it more like human Baxter and then gave him the characteristics. Yeah, Baxter's Megaguirus. That's a good one. Now April's gonna be Mothra, 100%. And then we were talking earlier, like Casey Jones would maybe make for a good Batra because he had Mothra and Batra to kind of coincide with each other. Would be pretty sweet. But anyways, like I said, I'm not feeling too hot, so I'm gonna call it good here. Appreciate you guys checking out the unboxing video. Batra. Just give him bats. He needs a Jose Canseco bat. Well, anyways, you got to defeat those kaiju, but hit the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like keep the video channel doing it. Greatly would appreciate it. If you guys like to pick up some collectibles for yourself, like I said, these are available. Target's probably your best bet. Say like I have a link for currently. But if you're picking up any other Godzilla or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collectibles, there's a link in the description for Entertainment Earth. Go away, help support channel, especially if you can make use of the free shipping at the $80 mark. They're my go-to currently for Monster Art stuff. Granted, it takes a little bit of a while, but free shipping is free shipping. So I dig them quite a bit. And the prices are just as pretty much the same as like most other places. If you're getting higher stuff, Calcus is down below too. It's usually my go-to for them. You can save 6% off your order. Code Steve Calcus at checkout. Any wrestling figures? Not too much. I mainly have NWO. I have like a NW Hogan, Hall, Nash. And then I also have some Danhausen because I like Danhausen. So I have some figures of that, figures of him. That's currently about it, at least for wrestling. Which is surprising because I watch a lot of wrestling, and I started collecting them a little bit a while back, and then I ended up just getting off of them because, as much as I dig them, they just didn't really fit with the collection. Because there's already like I said, it's kind of like 90s nostalgia, anime, giant monsters, dinosaurs, and horror. They don't really fall into any of those. So then I have to kind of like start a new thing, and at this point, I was like the couple here and there is fine. And then video game. No, like I still watch wrestling. I keep up with the WWE. I mainly like my AEW is mainly YouTube. Like I said, I really like Danhausen, but they stopped. They stopped doing anything with him, and I enjoyed watching with like some of the indie stuff beforehand. But for the most part, it's mainly like WWE. Like I've been watching WWE since like late '90s, and then was also really into WCW back in the day. Like actually, WCW is my favorite one to watch for the longest time. And then the 2000s hit, and then not so much anymore. Did you do? Oh, thank you for subbing. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, we try to keep it pretty chill when we're doing stuff. I'm not super over the top for the most part or anything. I'm just here to unbox stuff and talk with people that want to talk. But anyways, I'll see you guys next one. Oh yeah, we got Etsy. If you guys like custom beams for your action figures, I sometimes put random figures up on there. It's a good way to get home with your commissions. Anyways, I'll see you guys next one. Bye-bye.